welcome to the Elite Dangerous premiere. We are coming to you live from the Duxford Imperial War Museum.
And look at all these fans that have gathered. Make some noise! So we're talking about, so many people have gathered here, and we're going to be finding out more about the game, meeting the creators and the community playing the game as well. So much to come.
But first, we're going to take a sneak peek at what you have in store for you in today's show.
The man who started it all, David Braben, joins us to talk all things dangerous.
We go in depth on how you'll be trading, fighting, and exploring the galaxy.
I'll be touring the event and getting up close and personal with the iconic Cobra Mark III spacecraft.
And we've got a world-exclusive live demo of Elite Dangerous that you won't want to miss.
Now, before any of those treats, the man, the visionary, David Braben's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is. Welcome.
Thank you, everybody.
So we'll be talking with David in just a second, but first, let's see what you can do in the galaxy when you play Elite Dangerous.
Please excuse this though, David. If those clips were chicken, they'd be finger-licking good. Seriously. The thing is though, is the game actually finished yet?
Well, we're just putting the finishing touches on it, ready for the release on the 16th of December, so it's very exciting times for us.
Nice.
So for those that are uninitiated to this, what exactly is Elite Dangerous all about?
Well, you're given a small ship, a small amount of money, and then you can do what you like. You can be a pirate, a merchant, a mercenary or whatever, even an assassin.
And this is actually set in our Milky Way, isn't it?
Yes, it's set in the real galaxy. So every dot in the night sky, the real-life night sky that you look up at, is in the game, and you can visit it. And many billions more than you can see. We can only see about 160,000, so they're all there.
Just a few.
And it's MMO-style gameplay, correct?
Sorry?
It's a massively multiplayer.
Oh, yes, you can play with your friends, you can cooperate, you can go in there, or you can play solo if you like. It's absolutely your choice.
Good, because I like to lone wolf. I do not like being forced to make friends with people,
Slightly
so
selfish.
I am going to be an explorer assassin.
Yeah, you'd love it. Now, I mean, look, the major part of this experience is piloting a ship. Could you just tell us what that experience is like?
It's wonderful. You can get up to all sorts of things. You can you see a ship come out, you sneak, you can stealth around asteroids and things like that, or you can just go in guns blazing. The important thing to do is to practice your skills. So in other words, make sure you nail them before they nail you if anyone comes and attacks you.
And so you can pretty much play however you want. It's not necessarily once you pick one particular, let's say, way you want to go. Like if I want to play as an assassin, I don't necessarily only have to play as an assassin. I can also maybe shift and play however else I want.
You can do whatever you like. You can just head at a dot in a distance if you want. You can trade stuff. You know, the beauty with a game like this for me is you're not on rails. You can do whatever you like.
Yeah.
You can see things that you want to do. You say, oh, I want to play it that way. Or you can meet up with your friends and all go and do, you know, discover
So it's a
stuff.
bit of a mix and match.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, but I guess with such freedoms, the possibilities are endless in many respects. Now, for someone who's picking up this game for the first time, have you got any tips?
Yes, practice. Play these single-player training missions before you go into the game, because then you will have that skill nailed. And then the other people, they won't stand a chance.
Okay, cool. Well
Is it one of those things where if you were to jump into the gameplay that you would be kind of a sitting duck, or can you just go ahead and shoot off and maybe go out into your own area?
Well, you can choose, because you start off in relatively safe
Basically,
places.
I'm asking, are there campers?
Yeah, you can do what you like. And it's your choice. Hence, you may want to play solo.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for talking with us about it. Guys, we're going to talk a little bit more about ships in just a second, but first, take a look at this. Guys, we've got Adam and Eddie, producers on the show, joining us on the couch. Hi, guys. So there are a ton of ships in this game. Tell me about every single one.
All of them.
Actually, we've only got a limited amount of time,
exactly.
so just kind of give me an overview.
So there's a lot of different ships in the game, which all take advantage of the different gameplay styles that we have. So, for example, you've got the Asp, which is really great for exploration, and then ships like the Lakon Type 9, which is like a really good massive cargo ship, which for anyone who wants to do trading, that's a really great option for them. And as well, we also have the generalist ships as well, like the Sidewinder or the Python, which can adapt to however you want to play.
So based on the mix and match kind of gameplay that David was talking about earlier, can I also do that with my ship as far as customization? I know if I wanted to, let's say, go mining and be a miner as my primary, I could maybe choose a mining ship, but then if I want to do something else on the side, I would just kind of tweak it with
Yeah, absolutely. You can have own multiple ships in the galaxy, and as you're saying, you can actually kit them out to do different roles, and you can leave them in certain areas of the galaxy that make most sense. So if you've got a kitted out Eagle that's your combat ship, and you've got a bit of a conflict zone going on, then you might want to leave it in a starport near there. If you've got a mining ship and you found a really rich metal planet ring around it, then you might want to leave your mining ship nearby there. And of course, if you're an explorer and you've got your Asp and you want to leave that on the fringes of known space ready for exploring and finding out what else is out there, that's absolutely what you can do.
I mean, for me, it's interesting because big part of this game is about trading and also building up some sort of currency. If I wanted a new ship, do I just simply go and buy one?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, whenever you visit a starport, you'll find a lot of different ships on offer. Depending on the starport, you have different sorts of ships there. But yeah, you can either trade in your current ship to upgrade or, buy a completely new ship as well.
So I guess mine is kind of, I'm going to sneak two questions in here. One is, if I'm trading in my ship, does that mean I only have one ship at a time, or can I have multiple ships? And if so, how many of those can I have? And then I will follow up with my second question after you answer that.
Don't rush the guy. The guy's like, how many questions you got?
No, you were like breathing heavy.
I've got all the answers. Yes, you can have, as I was saying before, you can have multiple ships and you can own almost a limitless amount. It's just down to your credits and the starport that you're trying to store your ship at, its limitations. So.
Okay, well that actually kind of answers my second question. When you said leave my mining ship by a mining field, my concern was, well, if I do that, then will somebody come along and either steal my ship and or destroy it while I'm not there?
No, it's safe, locked in a hangar. So
Gotcha.
it's all locked up, safe and protected, ready for you to, whenever you want to use it, drop by, pick it up.
Perfect.
Awesome. And I think something we were curious on was the flying aspect of things, wasn't it?
Yeah, so how are they flown? Like what do you do in regards to flying? How do they handle?
Well, there's a few different techniques you can use for flying your ship. When you're flying for combat, one of the most important things to learn as a beginner is that speed management is really important. So making sure that you're always in that sweet spot for maximizing the turning circle of your ship. Not going too fast or too slow, just to make sure that you can really chase after those fighters in the dogfights.
And you guys actually have some YouTube videos of people that are excellent flyers,
Incredible
even already,
flyers,
that they
actually.
put up. So if we can take a quick look at that, I wouldn't mind checking
I think
that
some
out.
of them are actually better flyers than I am. I'm not afraid to admit it.
Can you just talk us through what we're looking at?
Yeah, so what you're seeing here is the infamous home run, which some of the backers have started to create. Basically, they're running through the gully of a Coriolis starport. And you see this guy here is using flight assist off. We have 2 modes in the game. Flight assist on, which gives you a very atmospheric style of flight, which is really exciting and exhilarating for dogfighting. And then you have flight assist off, where it's more Newtonian, which this guy, it takes a little bit more skill, I think. I can't really fly with flight assist off at the moment. I certainly can't do a home run without flight assist off. So it's pretty impressive stuff.
Would you think that some controls work better than others? I mean, because I know you can either use a flight stick, or you can also plug in maybe a console control, and you also have your keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, exactly. You know, a lot of our players are playing with mouse and keyboard. I started off with a 360 controller, but more recently upgraded to X52, and I really like that stick. Gives me a lot of control. But I can still get taken out in a fight by players who are just using a 360 controller though.
Fantastic.
I think it's all about just what you learn on, as Eddie was saying. You can get taken out by someone with a pad, and I'm using the fancy X52, so it's about what you put the time into.
Okay, let's talk about the Cobra. Iconic ship, is that the one everybody wants?
I think after tonight's performance, it probably
well, we
is the
actually
one
got
that
it in
everyone
here. Everyone's
wants.
kind of proud of it at the moment. Yeah.
But yeah, it's an incredible ship. But as players are playing through the game and seeing the other ships, they're obviously, they're becoming attached to them as well. But the Cobra will always have a special place in everyone's hearts, I think.
Well, really quick, before we wrap this up, I wanted to ask you super fast about, I know we touched upon customization, but just a little bit of it. How detailed does it get? And I mean, is it strictly just performance, or can you also kind of beautify it to your...
Yeah, so it's all the way from internal modules, your power drives, your frame shift drives, your power couplings, thrusters, everything, all the way to the sort of exterior, and you can start to change your weapon loadouts and things depending on your hard points, all the way to, as you say, the cosmetic stuff with paint jobs and things like that. So yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Guys, thank you very much for coming in. I'm sure we'll be talking to you a little later on as well. Now, we did talk about the Cobra Mark III, which I'll be talking about in just a little second. But before that, let's take a look at some of that in-game action.
Visitors are welcome to all.
Unbelievable. Right, I'm with Chris Gregory, art director, right here, and we're going to talk about this bad boy, the Cobra Mark III. But before we go any further, actually, I just wanted to point onto this. For everyone in here, they need to sort of observe that we've actually got a really good brief about the Cobra Mark III here, so there's a lot more information about this after we've spoken, but it just goes to show the level of detail we've gone to in this. If I'm honest, we should just keep this here, not tell anyone at the Imperial War Museum, just have it here forever.
I would love for them to do that, if I can't take it home with me, that is.
Yeah, well, look, as the art director, was there some sort of pressure in recreating something that's so iconic and a lot of the fans would have wanted to see?
Well, exactly. I know a lot of the great team who worked on it really felt the pressure to make sure that it lived up to the image in all of the fans' imaginations from the 80s. Especially as it was such a simple and yet iconic shape with the vector graphics there. We felt that we needed to live up to that and really colour in the lines and make it look awesome, using all of the latest engine technology to make it really pop and add in all the crunchy detail that you see before you hit.
Mate, not going to lie, it's absolutely stunning. Let's take a little look around it. First of all, let's talk thrusters right here.
Absolutely. So on the top and bottom of the ship, you'll see these little blue circular items here. They are the thrusters, and what they allow you to do is the flight assist maneuvers that you saw earlier on the video. So they make the ship really maneuverable. And they're used in conjunctions with the engines, which we'll see when we get to the back end, which give it its speed.
All right, something I want to know about is how on earth does a ship like this protect itself? Weapons, all that kind of stuff?
Oh, this ship can more than protect itself. So it's got hard points here, and it's got 2 on the underside as well.
All right, so this is where guns will come up.
Guns are going to pop out from here. You can choose different loadouts for different missions. You can customize your ship as you want. And you can certainly pack a punch.
Okay, something I love and something that's seen in a lot of the footage is those sort of heat vents at the top.
Absolutely. So our heat vents here on the top wing on either side, and these are vents which open up, allowing the ship to keep itself cool, because when you're in combat, you're going to run hot. You can also vent heat to run really silent, which is going to keep you off the radar of other players.
And just out of curiosity, how many people can pilot the ship? One or two?
So in this ship, in the cockpit round at the front there, there's 2 seats. So that's quite a nice view from the cockpit, and it also maybe opens you up to getting a friend to play with later.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's now come to the back where we can start seeing the engine. Can you just explain a little bit about the engine?
Absolutely. So these are the main engines here, nice and big. So they're going to give you your main directional thrust and also your turbo boost, which is really useful if you get in a bit of a bind, gets you out of trouble real quick. And then coming around, we've also got the main door here, which just gives you a nice sense of scale.
Yeah, I mean, look, if we can just come out with the camera and just see how big this is. I mean, this is where the pilots will obviously dock into their ship and obviously go in and sit, but this is a huge aircraft, mate.
It's pretty big. We went big with this model, but the actual real life thing would
it'd be
go
the
off
size
the
of one of those
hangar,
jumbos
indeed.
over there. No, carry on.
And the size of the ship is really good because that allows you to fit in a load of cargo, which is really good for your cargo runs and if you choose to be a trader or indeed if you choose to be a pirate.
Yeah, is this one of those, is it quite a manoeuvrable ship? What are the advantages of it?
It's a really good all-rounder. So as we discussed, it's got some really good weaponry options, but it also has a nice amount of cargo space, which is going to allow you to really defend yourself, but also to maybe steal a few things as you go as well.
That's what I like to hear, mate. Well, thank you very much for showing us around this ship. I'm very impressed by it, and I'm sure every single person here is as well. But for you lot at home, here is how to blaze your own trail in the game.
Guys, I have 3 Elite Dangerous ambassadors joining me on the sofa right now. Guys, how did you become ambassadors for the game?
So there's an application process. So we sent off kind of some information about sort of what we'd done in the game, and then they picked us for EGX London, myself and Gareth.
Now, did you have to hit a certain mark within the game or anything like that in order to even be eligible for the application, or did they check over what your stats were or things of that nature?
I'm not sure, but if they had, I probably wouldn't be here, so let's assume I failed.
So whatever you're telling me is like, it was good enough.
Yeah, it was okay.
Enough. So you guys have already had some quality hands-on time with it. How long have you been playing?
Oh, I think we've each accumulated hundreds of hours on the game, probably. I mean, some of us stream on Twitch anyhow.
Oh,
and
really?
And it's just mind-blowing.
And so being that you're watching the Twitch chat then when you've been streaming it, what's been the response so far that you find?
Sorry?
Being that you've seen it streamed on Twitch and you're watching the Twitch chat, I mean, what's the response been from the public in general?
Oh my God.
Blown away, absolutely.
Blown away. And was it easy for you guys to pick up, or because you were old hands at this, it was pretty secondhand?
I mean, it's a different experience. It was a lot better than the original, I think. But, you know, it doesn't treat you like an idiot. You kind of find your own way through the game, so there's tutorials if you want to do them. If you want to sort of learn by yourself, you can do that too, and that's the great thing about it.
So when you're out there making money, because money seems to be the one thing that you desperately need, just like real life, how do you guys choose to make your money? I mean, do you go out and let other people do the hard work and then take their goods, or do you prefer mining or trading or what?
I prefer the piracy route.
On your head almost immediately, correct?
It does.
So then do you find that the risk is worth it?
Yeah, definitely. It kind of depends on what cargo they're carrying, but I love the idea of being able to be known as that notorious pirate of a certain sector of space.
What's your username?
Anderson DeGreer.
Now you guys know who to go hunt. Just
Price on my head now.
You just walked into that one.
I did.
What about privateering? Because, I mean, obviously as a pirate, you're a pirate, but then you could also have been hired to pirate somebody else's ship. So is privateering an option?
Indeed it is. I used to roleplay as a privateer for the Federation. Now, as in the history of the game, it seceded from the Federation about 30 years ago. And with that, of course, Federation won it back. 30 years later, there are people on Iran that want to rejoin the Federation. So there's a big civil war. Of course, the Federation have got an interest in that. I role-played the part of a privateer going in to disrupt things, basically ruin the party for the current government so that the Federation can come in and take over again.
Fantastic.
Can
And
come
so
in
then
and
let's move
take
on
over
to something
again.
like mining. What do you have to do in order to be a miner?
Well, for that, you have a mining laser and a refinery module. So with the mining laser, you choose your rock, you chip chunks off, you scoop them up with your cargo scoop, and then you collect it in your refinery until you have a ton total of that particular material. And then with that, it goes into your cargo bay. Now, of course, you want to find the nice, juicy, really expensive metals on the asteroids with as much you can get out of them as you can. And
Do you mind me
cargo.
interrupting really quick? Do you do that by scanning the rock, or is there a way to tell, or is it kind of just hit and miss? Like some of the asteroids, you're just lucky if you get something like that.
Chip off a chunk, have a look at it. If it's nice, you take it.
So you actually have to analyze it. Very interesting. So then let's say you hit the jackpot, once you got it on your ship, what do you do next?
You can sell it at a station, and you'll know which stations will be wanting certain metals, as you can go into the system view of any system and see what they're importing, what they're exporting, see if they're looking for each specific type of metals, and you can sell it there. You'll know in advance.
Okay. And so let's talk a little bit about trading then. What do you need to do in order to go ahead and trade?
Basically, you're looking to move one commodity from a station or a system to another one, and you want to kind of check out the prices of stuff in different places. If some system wants a lot of gold, then you'll take that to them. And you've got the galaxy map. You can look through the kind of different trade routes and see which place wants stuff and take it there.
So you obviously have a pirate ship because you told me.
do.
But what other ships do you guys have? Or actually, what kind of ship do you have for a pirate ship?
Well, I'm the Imperial of the group, so I fly the Imperial Clipper.
Very nice.
Very sleek, very nice.
And you're shaking your head. Remember, you can play the game however you want.
Oh, it's not that. He's Imperial, I'm Federation, natural rivals.
How are you guys not beating each other up right now?
We just haven't come across each other in space yet.
We'll wait until after the show.
And what kind of ship do you have?
Right now, I'm rocking the basic Sidewinder, but I think my favourite would have to be the Cobra Mark III. It's got the special place in your heart kind of thing, and that's what I like about it. It's so versatile.
Really? And how have you customized it?
Well, I actually bought the 30th anniversary skin for it.
Ooh,
so
very nice.
I'm rocking that when I can buy it again.
Well, it's great to see so many from the community here, and you guys have a great you're wonderful representatives. It sounds like an amazing game. So let's toss it over to Andy, who's talking to more of the ambassadors.
Exactly. Talking of the community, I see lots of fans right here salivating over this game. We've even got father-daughter little bonding session there. Look at that. That is so beautiful. Oh, yeah. I love it with the little headphones. Now, we're back here with Adam. Adam, just explain what's going on here.
So we've got these guys here. They're all playing in the same session together. We've got these are playing the sort of role as pirates, trying to take out some AI guys. We're 5,000 light years away from human space,
Wow.
so quite on the fringes, in a nice, really ice planetary ring. Yeah.
And, the one thing I want to talk about mainly here are these 4K monitors we've got in front of us.
Yeah, they're
What are the
beautiful.
benefits of having this with a game like this?
The benefit of 4K is that you can just see so much more detail in the textures that the artists have slaved hours over trying to create for the game, and you don't lose definition when you get closer to the screen.
Right,
so
right.
as you get closer to the screen, the detail really pops out, and you can just see so much more.
Amazing. I'm going to come in really close here, sir. Just a quick one.
Yeah.
You're playing on 4K. How are you enjoying the experience?
It's awesome, actually. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and you
Fantastic.
really see
Silky.
that level of detail we've been talking about.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, seriously, you get right in there.
Is this your first time playing it?
Oh, no. I've been playing all through the alpha and beta.
And very happy with the results so far?
Oh, so far. Yeah, awesome.
Well
really,
done, well
really.
done. Okay, come with me, Mr. Cameraman, because we're going to talk about another experience. This is the Oculus Rift experience. Now, I had to go on this earlier. It creates this sort of cerebral environment, 360-degree view of the whole thing. How important has Oculus Rift been for you with this program?
It's a great addition to the game. It's another way of playing it aside from the flat screen.
Yeah.
And I think it's just really suits the game, the style. You're sat in a cockpit, and it's an incredible immersive experience with it.
Do you know what's weird about Oculus Rift? I don't know if people actually know what they look like while they put it on.
No,
Heads are flicking back and forth.
It's normally when they first put it on and they look up through the top top of the cockpit, that's the kind of big wow moment.
Okay, let's come here to this guy dressed in a very, very plush, cool suit.
Hey,
Hello,
I'm
sir.
telling you, I look good with an Oculus Rift on. It doesn't matter what people look like.
What is your name, sir?
I'm Mike, sir.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
Very pleased to meet
All right,
you.
talk to me
Hello,
about-
Mr. Cameraman, and
Oh,
hello,
wow.
you, sir.
Wow, this is a very enthusiastic man. Now, talk to me about your Oculus Rift experience. How's it going?
At the moment, it's not quite working as well as it could be.
Okay,
However, as a concept, it's super brilliant. Great idea. It's nice the way that you feel the three-dimensional depth. But I personally think the resolution isn't quite where it needs to be at the moment. Give it 3 or 4 years, and I think the technology will be super. But the size and the weight of these things aren't quite what you'd want to play for 2 or 3 hours of gaming period, which is why I went with a Track IR, which is a similar system, but you just move your head slightly and it moves the whole screen as opposed to that.
Oh, brilliant stuff. Well, anyway, I mean, for me...
It's a lovely bit of
I'm not going to lie, I
equipment.
put it
It's great
on, I thought
tech.
it was pretty impressive.
It is, it's impressive, but just for long-term gameplay...
I guess give it time, see what happens.
Exactly.
Thank you very
Thank you
much,
very
really
much,
appreciate
okay.
it. All right, now, Ed, come on through. We're about to kick Adam out of the way, because you've got something very important to say, haven't you?
I do indeed, yeah, absolutely. I have got an NVIDIA Titan Black graphics card to give away.
Well.
So it's prize time, everybody.
Prize time.
So for the chance to win an NVIDIA Titan Black graphics card and a copy of the game, and also a bunch of Elite Dangerous goodies, like a goodie bag, and also I'm going to get David Braben to sign it. He doesn't know that yet.
Hold on, have you just sprung this on David Braben?
David, sorry, you are going to sign some merchandise for me. So it's really, really simple. I've got a tweet ready to go right here on my iPad. I'm about to press the the tweet button right now.
For you? Should I do it?
So what it says, I'll just say what it says first. It says retweet for the chance to win. It's from the Elite Dangerous official account. So it's gone.
It's gone.
It's
happened.
tweeted. It's
happened.
tweeted. So everybody get on Twitter and get retweeting that right now.
All right. Get in there for a chance to win those prizes. Let's talk to someone else on Oculus Rift, because I really want to hear about someone's positive experiences on this. Let's come here. Hello. Can we come through? Hello, madam. You are wearing Oculus Rift. Should we talk to her while she's using it? This is going to be incredible. How is your experience so far?
I've literally just sat down. That's so mean.
Okay, first things first. What does it look like in there?
It is mental.
And you looking, because I put it on right, you turn right, you turn left, you see that little menu thing pop up. How cool is that?
Yeah, no, it's really hard. I've never tried this before. Like, literally, you look up and you're there.
Yeah, can I just say turn around, see what you can see? What can you see when you turn around?
I can see, so I've got like a little box.
Yeah, you're touching me now, sorry.
Oh, hello. There's the door. I've got the door.
Don't move. No, yep, there we go. But hands back on the cockpit. Here we go, on the joystick. Now, I knew that would happen. What did I ask? Anyway, let's now look at some footage of the Elite Galaxy. Just keep those clips coming, honestly. 400 billion star systems, David. How on earth do you get started with that? What's going on?
Well, that's a huge number, but that is our galaxy. It really is that big. And it's a really, really beautiful place. Certainly from what we can see from Earth. But we can see with other methods, not just seeing, fancy scientific techniques. So we know more or less what's out there. And that's what we've made here.
And how do you fit 400 billion star systems into the game?
Well, they come from our servers. They're made using a fancy algorithms that are in the game. But the important thing is we made them to fit in with real science. You know, all the systems out there, as far as we know, to the best of our knowledge, really are there. There are 160,000 systems that we've typed in, or I should say Michael Brooks has typed in, who's here.
Yeah, he's here. Hello,
and a Herculaneum task, that's come from star catalogues that exist. We've had to resolve those together to get them to work. Beyond a certain distance, even Hubble can't resolve individual stars. It sort of sees them as a sort of smoke. But we know the stars are there. We just don't know which individual dots are them. So we filled it out, the right sort of density, the right kinds of stars, and they're all in the game, and you can visit them.
So is that how you also resolve the issue of then the unknown galaxies that are in, or the unknown systems that are in the galaxy that you can explore?
Absolutely. So there are, of the 160,000 known ones, that's a tiny drop in the ocean. I mean, the game takes place, if you draw the galaxy as a great big picture within 1 pixel, but you can go out exploring. And in the game, you can get rewarded for exploring. For example, if you find an Earth-like world, some of the most valuable things, you can get game money by bringing that knowledge back. But, of course, if someone else sees you there, you either have an unholy race to be first back, or you could do something else.
I wish like Professor Brian Cox was here, because you guys have been wax lyrical about star systems here. But I guess in many respects, for many people, this is probably the closest they will get to space.
I think it's funny, the child version of me, I think when I saw the moon landings and things like that with great big eyes and excitement, if you'd have said, where would we be in 2014, I'd have said, oh, there'll be Mars bases, there'll be people commuting to the moon, all of that sort of thing.
That's what we've been talking about all day.
That's right.
We have been doing that, yes.
Well, now you can do it. Sadly, it's not quite in real life, although I did think the Rosetta mission was a fantastic step forward.
Oh, yeah. So I've got a quick question, kind of just bringing it back to exploring the galaxy and maybe finding and discovering a planet that nobody else has discovered. Can you then claim that planet as well? I mean, as a sense that you discovered it, so you get it named after you, or it kind of is yours in a way?
Sort of.
Uh-huh.
But if you think of the US in 1849 and the gold rush, people staked claims. Not all of those claims got registered.
Sure. That's true.
You know, and there was an unholy fight. That's the sort of thing. This is the sort of thing because lots of people are also going out exploring. But the great thing is, you bring back the data on the planet you've scanned. You don't have to be first back because actually, someone else having scanned it, it reinforces it. But it's I don't know, it's like a Formula One race. The first person gets more than the second person and the third person, and after that, it's just common knowledge.
Why choose to go the real science route? Why the Milky Way? Why not make it easy on yourself and just kind of develop something that you can create and manipulate on your own?
Yeah, I don't like doing easy, but the other thing is, with films, with this cinema and things like that, if I see a film set in the real world, that means more to me. If it's a real event, if it's real people who've suffered in history, you're seeing the story told again, then that means more. And to me, I mean, maybe not to everybody, to most people, certainly to a lot of people I've talked to, the fact that it's the real night sky out there, the fact that you can look down on Earth from Arcturus, you can see constellations in the night sky that have the sun in them, is great. These are real sights. These are really out there. So if you were on those distant systems, you could look back, and that's exactly what you would see. So the spacefaring that we never did, you can sort of do it now virtually.
You know, on a personal level, that is really what I love about this game, especially when I'm wearing the Oculus and looking down on Earth and thinking, goodness me, this is incredible. But for you, on your level, what's your favourite part of the galaxy?
I have lots of favourite. Of course, looking down on Earth is a great thing. People will notice sea levels have risen quite a lot in the time of the game. But I think my favourite part of the galaxy is actually a long, long way away, where you go out of the galactic plane and look down, and you can see the galaxy laid out before you. I think that's amazing. That's a real sight. But sadly, I don't think humans are going to get there, at least not while we're still alive.
Yeah, true that.
Do you suppose that maybe there is a chance that there are aliens out there? I need to mess up my hair.
You're obsessed with aliens.
Well, you know, I want to be the ancient aliens guy and be like, it's all aliens.
Well,
my makeup artist is so mad at me right now.
My guess is there are huge numbers of aliens out there, but most of them are little more than slime moles. Smart aliens.
Yeah.
Well, who knows?
Interesting.
We're not talking about those yet.
All right, thank you very much. Nice one.
So you can travel anywhere in the game. How fast can you travel? I mean, can you go out to the very end reaches of the galaxy, and like how quickly can you get there?
You can, and this is where I'm a fan of hard science, sort of real science and all real gravity and all that sort of thing. The one place in the game where we have to blur our eyes a little bit is you can travel faster than the speed of light. And so we bend that science, but in the game you can. So you can travel huge distances. We have something called hyperspace, which means you can travel very, very much faster than the speed of light. And in a very short time, in less than a minute, you're over in another system. And again, so yes, you could travel to the far distances of the galaxy.
You can go to Plaid if you so choose.
You can go wherever you like.
Plaid! I love that movie, by the way. That's one of my favorites. That's why I had to bring it up. I saw potential Easter egg possibilities there.
Yeah.
Do you guys maybe in the future have any plans on extending it past the Milky Way? Because there's thousands of galaxies out there. Or is that just like, whoa, that's just
The possibilities are technically
well,
endless, really.
yeah, the galaxy is so big. It's just stupidly big. We do actually show distant galaxies in the night sky. You can see them. You can see Andromeda. You can see the magnetic clouds. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, nice.
But you can't go to them.
But you can.
The distances are just so big. You think the galaxy's distances are big. Distances between galaxies are even more stupid.
I mean, if it's real life science, you guys, I mean, the gamer would be like 90 by the time he reached.
That's right. We need those hyperspeeds. We need those light speeds straight away.
It's true. Awesome. Well, guys, we'll be talking about the stories that make up the galaxy in just a minute. But first, take a look at this. Guys, joining me on the couch with David is Michael Brooks and Kate Russell. Thank you so much for joining us, you guys. Really quick, David, who are the different galactic powers that be?
Well, we have the Federation, based loosely on where something like America, or in fact the Earth, based around the Earth, has grown to in the 34th century. We have the Empire, where a group of disenchanted individuals headed out as far as they possibly could, really early on, sort of like pioneers, and settled on a wonderful system around the star called Ashenar, and grew up. Then each of those gradually grew over the years as technology got better and better until they met each other again.
Okay.
And so at the time we play, there's a state of Cold War between them. So it's not active fighting, but they're sponsoring fights all over the place.
So they are not themselves coming out and doing the battle, but hiring people to do the battle for them?
Not quite that. It's like the big superpowers are intervening in little local disputes, backing one side, and then the other guys will weigh in and back the other side, and you get an unholy mess.
So then as a player, do I have to choose sides, or can I choose maybe one side but act like a spy and really work for the other guy?
That's
or
right.
Be a double agent? Or
You can play both against each other, and a lot of people will. There's also the Alliance, who are goody-goodies, who stay on the edge, if you know what I mean. They're
really?
Yes.
So they're just sitting back and watching what's going down?
Well,
or?
they get involved as well.
Okay. Intriguing. It's like layer upon layer upon layer. Kate, you actually have written some of the books that fall into the canon. So tell me a little bit about that. How tough was it to kind of adjust maybe what you had in your mind into what the game was all about?
Well, the original Elite, of course, was the first game that came with a story that you could immerse yourself into. And I think pretty much all of the authors who bought a license in the Kickstarter were all players from 30 years ago. So for us, it's something that's been in our hearts and our minds for 30 years. And to have the opportunity to be part of the fiction of the new generation of Elite was just an immense opportunity, and everyone came at it from completely different directions. You know, my book starts with somebody docking very badly, which I remember when I was 14 years old, crashing again and again and again into the side of the space station. So yeah, it's a really exciting opportunity for all of the authors.
And other than just the docking incident, Can you tell us a little bit more about maybe what your book is about?
Yeah,
is it a comedy, a drama,
It's
both?
a comedy. It's a comedy of errors. My protagonist, Angel Rose, is basically the world's or the galaxy's worst assassin. So she tries to be an assassin, but every time she turns up, someone's just been killed. So, and she's a drunk and not very nice, actually. But, you know, it's life on the frontier. I remember my experience of Elite originally was life on the frontier was hard, and it was rugged, and it was, you know, sort of remote and dangerous, and that's what I tried to do in my book.
It's great. Well, and so, Michael, aside from being an executive producer, you also are the gentleman who wrote the official guide, basically, the official history on everything.
Yeah, that's true. Thanks, Kate. From the previous games, we already had a rich backstory that we could build on, and a number of the authors all worked together with us to expand that history and provide a sense of source books that everyone used to make sure there was consistency between the stories. Although I don't think any of the stories are actually that similar, even though they're set in the same universe.
Yeah.
But I think that's the great thing about Elite. It's just any story can happen there.
It must have been like herding cats. Honestly, this guy is an absolute legend. He's been there for us the whole time.
Has it been fun seeing other people take on the canon and the story and kind of make it their own?
It's, as I say, the range of stories actually makes each one different when I'm reading through it. Although it did have its sticky moments.
And I must say, Mike's done an absolutely phenomenal job here, corralling what is a difficult set of stories.
And how often did you guys have to work together in order to come forth with the
2 years,
story?
over 2 years. And I think a lot of the paperbacks and fiction came about 3 months ago. And then the audiobooks are all coming out around about now and over the next couple of months. So Michael's been there for us every step of the way, giving us information about the science and the technology and the environment and you know, what planet systems will be within reach of our own, because we all get to name the planets within the game as well. Mine is called Slough. I'm particularly proud of that.
And how does one get chosen to become an author? I mean, obviously you write what you write, but then do you just send it off and you take a look at it and write back and say, well, this sounds really good, we'd like to make this a part of the story?
So we had rewards as part of the Kickstarter where people could say, I'd like to write a book. And we had lots of people wanting to do it. I think the response was amazing, actually.
Yeah, that's right. And also the other thing is these stories, of course, the story of the game starts from here, where with the Empire, for example, which is loosely based on Roman history.
Oh, okay.
You know, where you had, imagine the time of Julius Caesar, everyone stabbing each other in the back.
Yeah.
And the great thing with Elite Dangerous is at the point we're at now, the Emperor, Hengist Duval, is actually sick. So everyone's vying for position for if and when he dies. So all these different factions vying against each other. Think of it Game of Thrones is also based on a similar sort of theme. Yeah. But we're here where all the players can actually join in on the individual factions, helping make that faction more likely to be the one to prevail.
That's awesome. And Kate, you actually had part of your story make its way into the game, correct?
Yeah, well, we all, so 10 of us bought a license in the Kickstarter, the original Kickstarter for Elite Dangerous. And part of the deal with that is we get to name a planet, a star system, and a space station.
That's awesome.
That appears in the game. So I've actually got a planet called Slough, a space station called Slough Orbital, and my star system is Vesper M4. But I'm actually going to be flying my character from it wherever we start on the 18th of December. I'm going to be flying her to Slough, going home to Slough.
Well,
so I'm looking forward to that.
That is fantastic. Yeah. That is a lot of fun. Guys, we're going to toss it now over to Andy, who's talking to more of the authors over in the fan zone.
Look at that. Do you know, I've been trying that in rehearsal. I actually finally got it right. We've got beer mats here, we've got books here, and we're here surrounded by all the authors. We'll start with you, Alan. Look, tell us a little brief synopsis. Give us a little brief synopsis of what your story is about.
Well, I decided to write Lave Revolution because Lave was the planet that everybody started on in the original Elite game. And at the time it was a dictatorship. And I found out quite early on that Michael and the rest of the people at Frontier were changing it over to being a republic and being a free society. So I wrote a book about it.
Amazing.
And looked at the idea of a rebellion on the planet, and a lot of people got involved, and spaceships, everything else that you get in a good old-fashioned science fiction novel. Put it all together, and we're here, and what an amazing place to be, and what amazing support that we've got from our backers and from everybody else.
And let's talk about the relationship with Frontier, because I'm sure you'd have had to liaise with them at each step of this. I mean, how did that work out for you?
Well, for me, I started very early on because my background is a lecturer, so my research area is in building fantasy and science fiction worlds.
So this is perfect
so,
for you.
Absolutely. So I got involved very early on to try and help with the guide material for the official fiction, and help all the other authors so that they could they could produce their work. So it all fitted together with how the game was going to be later. And I worked a lot with Michael, and I had those late night emails with David talking about Thargoids, which as a kid I would never have believed I was going to have happen when I was older. And I mean, it's just been an incredible ride. 2 years, but
It's quite hard, though, especially when you know of the heritage of this, to try and do it justice. Or did you feel that pressure?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've got to know your stuff. You know, you've got to know all the history of all the old games. You've got to go through it in a lot of detail.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I looked at trying to put as many of the little references to things that old players would know. So if they played, you know, Elite, if they played Frontier, if they played First Encounters, you know, a couple of things that they go, oh yeah, I remember that. You know, so you want to bring that to it, because that's what it's about, you know, and that's what gives it the respect that it's got, because it's so important that, you know, this thing that we had 30 years ago has had this chance to come back.
Yeah, amazing. Now let's come down to Chris. Chris, which is your book? What's your book called?
This is Tales from the Frontier.
Okay.
So it's actually an anthology of 15 stories.
Wow.
So this is not all my own work. There's the 14 other authors involved, and this is a fully illustrated book as well.
Amazing.
So we've got some amazing artwork in there.
I mean, it's phenomenal, though. I mean, like, look, you've also got the fans here. I mean, have they been talking to you? How's that experience been?
Yeah, everybody remembers the original 1984 game, because this is as faithful a remake as you can get, isn't it? But with modern day graphics. So we've had to try and, the original game came with a novel. This game comes with 8 novels or whatever. So we're just trying to put some backstory to everything.
Amazing. Let's come down to Drew. Drew, which is your book? Reclamation, is it?
Reclamation, yes. This is a story all about the Empire, which is the best part of Elite. They have the coolest ships.
You would say that.
They have the coolest ships. They have the best attitude, and we get to play with slaves as well.
Oh, hello. Interesting.
Indeed.
Now, look, we talk about the pressure of trying to pay homage or stay true to, you know, the legacy of this story. Do you feel that as an author when you have to write? Because fans have also got their input and can clearly tell you whether or not they don't like your stuff.
There's a lot of pressure there. I mean, we've had Alan's help in all the background information, but you're dealing with a game here that is 1984, so it's a long time ago, 30 years. There are fans here tonight that really, really know this stuff. So if we put one foot wrong, we're in trouble, because we will get picked up on it. So there's meticulous research. There's a lot of attention to detail. Every ship, you've got to get the details right. And it's been fantastic. It's been a lot of hard work, and we're really great to be here tonight.
I could just see the beads of sweat dripping from their head. We've finally done it. We're still here. I know, well done. I like your outfit, by the way. Very nice. Now we'll come to you, Chris, because you've been left in charge of compiling the audio for the audiobooks for all of these. How has that experience been for you?
It's been incredible. I mean, I initially got involved through the Lave Radio podcast, and I had my own audio series that was sort of about Elite. And then we had an opportunity to do audiobooks for them, and Frontier were completely on board. So what we've done with the audiobooks is we've got the sound effects from the game, we've got an original music score composed by Alan Stroud himself.
All right. Multi-talented.
Absolutely. And we've created a really kind of rich audio experience. So it's not just a narrated audiobook. There's music, there's action, there's sound effects, there's drama. There's all kinds going on. So we've done 5 of the books. We've done Drew's book, we've done Chris's book, we've done Kate's book, we've done John's book, and Hear the Wheel, and Alan's book we've actually done as a full cast audio drama. So that is lots of actors, lots of time. But they are, I mean, we've currently got this one. Sorry, I feel a bit inadequate holding this compared to the books.
Yeah, I mean, there's hundreds of pages. But isn't that just modern technology, though? How weird is that?
This is possibly just tonight. I'm not sure. This is a USB stick containing the audiobook of Tales from the Frontier, which is the first one that's available, and they're also available as MP3 download. So,
amazing. Well, guys, congratulations, and I hope you really have some good discourse with the fans. Can I just say, in a little while, we have got some very, very special news for you. I'm saying no more for now, but before that, take a look at this. so dangerous. So dangerous, David. Now, you've also got some special news for us now, have you?
Yes, we have. So we're going to show, fingers crossed, some live gameplay here from the stage.
Yeah.
And we're going to show some things that people will not have seen, even all those people on the alpha and the beta.
Amazing.
So, handing over to that now.
Okay,
As
okay.
I say, fingers crossed,
Fingers
this is
crossed it
live.
works.
I'm sure it will work.
Yeah, we're very excited. Let's all go over to the main stage and check it out.
Good evening, everyone. So, when humankind first journeyed to the stars, some traveled further than others. Today, at the very edge of colonized space, lies the fringe worlds of the Empire, the 1,000-year-old enemy of the Galactic Federation. Out here, on humanity's frontier, in the system HR-1891, catchy name, lone pilot John Virgo, or Commander Crash, as some people might know. Round of applause for Crash! Now, this might get some boos or some cheers, but Commander Crash is probably one of our better pilots. Yeah, some support for that. Okay. And in the cockpit of his Eagle, as he's in now, he is more than a match for a few Imperial Clippers. So, with only one ship left standing, as you can see here, what could possibly go wrong? So we are playing live here tonight in a fully open systemic galaxy, so brace yourselves, because anything could happen. Take it away, John.
Thanks, Ed. I'm going to go in and take this Imperial Clipper down. 10% hull. Shouldn't be much of a fight. Now to collect that bounty. Nice.
Nice job, John. Nice and easy.
Oh. Looks like I've got myself into some sort of trouble. Oh. Nice.
Introducing, for the first time in game, the capital ship of the Empire, the Majestic Class Interdictor. John, mate, it looks a bit like you've bitten off more than you can chew here. What are you going to bring to the battle?
I bring friends. Adam, Eddie, do you read?
Copy. Hey, John.
I've got myself into some serious trouble, guys. I need some backup.
Okay, just jumping in now. I've got the contacts on my scan form. You've got your solution to this.
This is way too much for me to handle on my own, guys. I can see you on my scanner. I'm going to try and do some damage to this ship. Where to start? It's huge. No effect. I'm under some heavy fire here, guys. I need some backup. Adam, can you take those guns out?
Yeah, okay, John. I'll get you to the ship capital defenses.
Eddie, how are those fighters looking?
I'm going to take them to release fighters, see if I can clear a few of these out.
10-4, if you need assistance, buddy, just shout.
Oh, she packs a punch.
Guys, I got an idea. I'm going to take out these heat vents. Mike calls her to jump. That's one down.
You do that and I'll keep cover on the weapons.
Those guns are giving me a lot of heat. We're going in for another run.
Okay, John, I'm on you. I'm going to try and take out those beam lasers along the top. They seem to be doing quite a bit of damage.
Adam, I'm on your 6.
Another fighter down. Eddie, do you need some support for the fighters? There's still a lot on our hands, to be honest. Okay, John, I'm going to take on some of the fighters for a bit, okay?
10-4. Going for another heat vent. Too much fire off those railguns. I got another one. 3 down. She's jumping. She's going, guys. Back off.
There goes the surge. Looks like she's leaving her fighters behind. She's
Thanks for the help, guys. I can clean up these fighters on my own.
Sure, John, you can pay us in cargo later.
See you in the void, Commanders.
I knew that they were no match for you, John. Congratulations, Karash.
Thank you.
And behind the scenes, of course, playing live, we have Adam and Eddie. And now, welcome to the stage, David Braben.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ed. Also, once again, thanks to Adam, Eddie, and of course, John. So, beta is now closed. We're working up now with the Gamma to the 16th of December release date. Obviously, people can still pre-order, but we have 2 extra surprises. The first one, I've been mentioning about practicing single-player tutorial missions. Well, everybody can play the single-player tutorial missions from Wednesday onwards this week. That's everyone who's already pre-ordered, or those who pre-ordered between, all the way up to release. The second extra surprise is we have an app on the App Store. It's live now. It's free. You can just use your Elite Dangerous login, and then you can see all your stats live. Now, it will be coming on Android and Windows Phone, to quote Michael Brooks, soon. So, that marks the end of the live stream. I would like to thank everybody again for coming here and for watching the live stream. It's been great fun here. It's been fantastic here in Duxford with all the aeroplanes. Wonderful, the Imperial War Museum. And so, once again, thank you to everyone, but most importantly, thank you to all the backers who've made all of this possible. It's really appreciated by all of us. And I think a lot of us have had a lot of fun already, but there's a lot more fun to come. And on the 16th of December, that's when our story starts. That's when all the exciting things start in the game. And I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure we'd like to give one final cheer to David Braben, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute legend. Do not forget, you can still join in the conversation on Twitter with hashtag Elite Dangerous Premiere.
Guys, thank you all for joining us and supporting the game. Those of you at home, thank you for tuning into the Twitch show, and have a wonderful night.
Yeah, enjoy. Bye.
Thank you,
bye-bye. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.